Hello and welcome to another edition of Museum Minute. I'm Curtis Gosser here at the Hastings Museum, and today we are going to talk about a 98-pound force of nature named Nancy Buckner. Nancy was a capable, sturdy, pioneering woman. She lived in Oconto, which is southwest of Broken Bow, near the South Loop River. And she was a rural mail carrier from 1918 to 1948, which is an extremely unusual occupation for a woman of that time. And when she got started, she had a route of about 28.8 miles, but a few years into her career, she took over a second route and would spend most of her time traveling along a 51-mile stretch, delivering mail to 150 to 175 patrons. Nancy was very tenacious, and that most likely came from her childhood. Nancy was born in 1885 in a dugout south of Oconto, which is basically a hole in the side of a hill. Her parents eventually built a soddy, which she spent her formative years in, but it wasn't until she got married at the age of 20 that she lived in a framed house. And, fun little side note, her parents' soddy, as of 1976, was still standing, and it had running water and electricity. What has become of that house, I am not sure, but I'd be very curious to find out. In 1918, Nancy got started delivering mail by buggy, but she eventually upgraded and purchased the wagon that you see behind me. It was led by a team of 2 horses. One of her horses was named Commodore, and he would often give her trouble in the afternoon because he was just done working and was probably ready for his lunch. Nancy would tell stories about how he danced and pranced at the last mailboxes on the route, ready to get moving again towards home. Now, just like the postal saying goes, rain, sleet, snow, or shine, Nancy delivered mail in all weather. She changed tires, she dug herself out of snowdrifts, and she even cut through barbed wire to create new trails on higher, drier ground. And she was known to just stop her wagon on her route, get out, and kill rattlesnakes, which were sometimes 8 feet long. Now, out there on the prairie, Nancy was a welcomed sight for isolated ranch wives. These women had very little contact with the outside world, and Nancy would bring neighborly news and gossip to them. In those instances where the weather was too bad out there on the prairie, Nancy would even be known to stay overnight with her customers until the bad weather passed. Now, when cars began to gain popularity, Nancy traded out her mail wagon for an automobile, going through 11 different cars before she retired at the age of 63. And Nancy's feistiness lasted throughout her entire life. At the age of 91, she was quoted saying, "I know how to build a sod house, and I could do it today if I had to." Like I said, a very capable woman. Thank you for joining me for another edition of Museum Minute. For more digital content and videos, check out hastingsmuseum.org.